Your company is looking into doing a formal cybersecurity risk assessment. I think that's a great decision, but what you're probably wondering is, before we jump in, are there some simple things that we can definitely knock off the list right away without having a formal company come in and do the full assessment? And what that'll do is it'll allow that formal assessment to go deeper as opposed to just picking off the easy stuff that you could have done very simply right out of the gate. So it'll help you get to more of the advanced stuff. So you're making sure you're getting the most bang for the buck if that's something your company's paying for. Well, that's a great idea. Let's find the most common findings with the cybersecurity risk assessment. I've done a video series on this, and today I'm going to be talking about CIS Control number 4. What are the most common findings when it comes to control number 4, which is a secure configuration of your company's software assets and physical assets. But before I get too deep into that, just a quick plug. If you'd like to know my recommendations on the best cybersecurity risk assessment companies to quote for your organization, don't Google it, just contact me. I'm a broker for all the major service providers out there, and it won't cost you anything. More information on that at the end of the video. Okay, so what are the most common findings of a cybersecurity risk assessment when it comes to CIS Control number 4, which is a secure configuration of enterprise assets and software? What are the things that companies find when it comes to this category that they find time and time again with organizations when it comes to looking at this specific category and the risks that companies are leaving themselves open to? Well, there's some obvious ones in there that that companies are already pretty much doing, is making sure all the software they have is configured the same way and it's updated regularly. Companies usually do a decent job at that type of stuff, so they're not using an outdated software with the wrong configuration on it. Like that's fairly common that companies have that under control. One thing that is the most common though when it comes to this control is actually having a secure configuration policy for IoT devices and USB drives. Those are two areas that a lot of times companies really don't have a procedure for, or really don't have a policy or a way to continue to check on that. So and you can Google it. You can in terms of like, hey, what's a good policy to have for IoT devices? Like one of them might be have them all log into a separate Wi-Fi network than the rest of your devices. That might be one thing that you might have that might be a fit. There's a lot of different things that might fit for IoT devices. Same thing with USB drives. USB drives, maybe the policy is they aren't allowed and they're blocked. Or maybe that you have something set up to not let them auto run when they plug in, or that they're automatically scanned and only certain people can plug them into their devices and certain people can't. But do you have a written procedure for both of those items? That is the most commonly overlooked area when it comes to CIS Control number 4, is companies do not have a written procedure when it comes to the secure configuration of IoT devices and USB drives. So I hope that was helpful. Again, if you'd like my recommendations on the best companies to quote for your organization for a formal cybersecurity risk assessment, don't Google it. There's hundreds of options out there. You'll probably end up with the wrong ones. Instead, just contact me. I'm a broker for all these companies. I've been in business for over 18 years. I think it's 19 now. And I'm happy to help you. This is something I do every day, and I'll ask you a few questions that'll help me kind of narrow the field, and then I'll introduce you to the right companies and oversee the quoting process. And the nice thing is those vendors pay my company my broker fees, so you as an organization do not have to pay me for my recommendations. So isn't that great? So there's no excuse not to at least reach out and see what I have to say. I hope this video again was helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. That would be a big favor to me. I'll catch you on the next one.